This is Doug DeMuro, and today I want to talk over 7 cool features that every new car should have. I spend a lot of time in a lot of new cars, and occasionally I'll look at a feature or use a feature and say, wow, that is amazing, and I really wish every car had it. And so today I'm going to get into some features where I really wish every car had them, so let's go. Before I get started, be sure to check out Cars and Bids, which is my enthusiast car auction website for cool cars from the modern era, now with free listings. You can list your car for free and auction it on Cars and Bids. And we've had some great sales recently, including this Ram TRX, which brought over $90,000, this fantastic Roush Ford F-150, which sold for $45,000, and this wonderful old-school Chevy Silverado, which brought more than $17,000 in great condition. If you're looking to sell your cool enthusiast car or truck, sell it with Cars and Bids. We have a great selection and daily auctions on carsandbids.com. Okay, so like I said, these are features where I get in the car and I think, wow, this is really innovative. Every car should have this. Now, usually features like this that are really innovative, they do eventually make their way into the rest of the car industry, all the cars. And so some of these features have kind of started to expand into the rest of the car world. So prepare for your car to have these features soon. But right now, they're only on a few cars and they should be on all of them, and these are the features. Okay, so cool features that every new car should have. One is a rear view mirror camera. Some cars have this now. Your rear view mirror on the inside is a mirror, but then you flip a switch and it becomes a camera. This is a brilliant idea because when you look into your rear view mirror, if you have like an SUV or a van, you mainly see headrests back there or cargo or passengers. If you have a camera mounted in the back of the vehicle, you still get a great view of what's going on behind you, but you don't have to contend with the headrests and the passengers and all the stuff that blocks your visibility out using the mirror. This is a fantastic idea. I have it in my new Land Rover Defender. General Motors has used it now in a bunch of cars, and it's slowly making its way into more and more vehicles that I get into and see it. And I'm happy about that. I think the rear view mirror camera will be common in the auto industry in 3-4 years, and I think everyone should have it. Next up, here's another great feature that I love that should be in all cars, the lane change blind spot camera. So Honda started this with a feature called Lane Watch, where when you put on your right turn signal, it would show you with a camera on the side of the car what's in your passenger side blind spot, which was a great idea. And that was like 8 years ago they came out with that. In recent years, Hyundai and Kia have a feature where it doesn't matter which turn signal you put on, they'll show a camera showing your blind spot in much higher quality than Honda's, right in the gauge cluster. And this is cool. It's really well integrated, it's really well done, and it's very useful. It saves you from having to try to figure out what's behind you on an over-the-shoulder lane change thing. That's terrible. You just put on your signal and it's all crisply laid out in a camera image directly in front of you. This is a brilliant feature. I wish it was on all new cars. It only seems to be on Hyundais and Kias, but I really hope it proliferates throughout the car industry soon because it is one of the best safety and just overall tech features on the market. And next up, here's another fantastic new car feature that should be in all new cars. That would be a security camera system and a dash cam. So this was pioneered by Tesla and General Motors. I'm not sure who had it first. Tesla had Sentry mode, where when you lock the car, if it's in Sentry mode and someone like bumps it or gets really close, the cameras start recording so you can see what's going on around your car. And this only made sense because you have all these cameras for backing up and, you know, parking and top down and all that. Why not put them to good use when the car is stopped? People have cameras on their house now. That's very common. Why not do that for a car? It's also a valuable asset and the cameras are there anyway. So Tesla did this. At the same time, General Motors also has a feature where there's a built-in camera to record lap times on their high-performance cars so you can watch your laps later. Well, why not use that as just a regular dash cam when you're driving around? And so you can. In most General Motors cars now, there's a dash cam capability that you can use to record. And I'm noticing this now in and more cars. BMWs are also coming with a built-in dash cam. The Rivian has a similar thing to Sentry mode. This is becoming more standard, and I'm happy to see that. You have all these cameras here. Dash cams can be tremendously important in the event of an accident to try to actually prove what happened and who is at fault. You don't have to go by people's words and begging your case to a police officer. Here's what actually happened. And I think all new cars should have dash cams, and I think that the Sentry mode security camera idea is very good too, especially dash cams, I think is brilliant. But security cameras on the outside of cars is a great idea also, and I expect that to be integrated into more and more cars in the future. Next up, here's another feature that I really like that I think should be in more new cars. That would be The ability to unlock the car from your phone. Cars have keys, you walk up, you tap the key fob and it unlocks. Newer cars keep the key fob in your pocket, walk up and unlock it. But having the ability to unlock it from your phone is more useful than you might think, because you're far away, you can send a signal to the car, you tap your phone and the car unlocks. You don't have to be near it, you don't have to have a key with you. This is very, very useful technology. So Tesla does this now, a couple of the other brands do it as well. And it's great, and I really think it's a great feature to have. And I know that a lot of people don't want to be tied to their phones for this sort of thing, whatever, and they can still use regular keys. I think cars will still come with keys for a long time. But for most people, you know, your phone is with you, it's easy to do, and occasionally someone needs to get access to your car. Hey, it's, you know, your kid wants to put a book in there or whatever, or you forgot the keys. You went downstairs from your apartment to drop something in your car, pick something up, and you forgot the keys. Well, how cool would it be to just have a phone to unlock it and go without having to carry a key fob everywhere? It's a pretty cool idea, and I'd love to see that implemented in more and more cars. Next up, here's another feature that really should be in every car: household style power outlets. Now, unlike the first few features I just went over, this is in a lot of cars, household power outlets. But it's not in most. I would say of all the new cars I've reviewed, maybe half of them have a household outlet. It is incredibly, incredibly useful to have, and I really think that cars should have it. Plug in whatever while you drive. I've used this to work on a laptop computer while I was sitting in the passenger seat and not lose charge. It's a brilliant feature, and it's especially brilliant when you're driving a family car with kids. You want that for use for various different kid devices. It can be very useful to power an air compressor if you want to go off-roading and air up, air down. There's so many reasons why a power plug could be useful in a car, and I think it's such a cop-out that for years we've had to make do with cigarette lighter style outlets and USBs. Household power plugs, very important in new cars. All new cars should have them, and frankly they should even have them in the passenger compartment where people can really use them. It's a really useful feature. Next up, here's another new car feature that I think all new cars should have soon: the ability to turn off the rear speakers easily. A lot of cars allow you to choose where the sound is positioned in a vehicle, but new Hyundai and Kia models have something called quiet mode, where you're driving along, theoretically in your van or SUV, your kids are asleep in the back, you don't want to wake them up, but you want to play music, go into quiet mode and the music comes up to the front seats only. I like this because for most cars, to adjust where the sound is positioned, you have to actually go into some deep buried menu and figure out exactly where the sound is, move it, and then you go into this mode. And the problem there then is, if you want the sound to be back positioned where you had it before, you then have to actually take it back to that exact spot. If you had it on some great positioning you don't want to change, just pressing a button to go into quiet mode and kill the rear speakers is a pretty good idea. So you're driving along, kids are in the back, and quiet mode lets you listen to music without waking up your kids. It's a cool idea. And on this subject, another cool idea that more and more cars have now is a microphone that allows you to speak and have your voice be amplified into the back seats. Honda pioneered this with the Odyssey, but several other cars have adopted it too. And so if you have kids in the third row, way back there, they're listening to something, headphones, they're arguing with each other, you can speak to them without having to turn around and yell, take your eyes off the road, be distracted. You can just talk normally, and your voice will play on the speakers in back because you have a microphone. That's a really, really smart idea too. It's making its way into family cars, but I think it should make its way into all family cars, and I suspect it will pretty soon. So there you go. Those are a few features that I think should be in every new car. These features, like I said, they're already in a few new cars, and they've already kind of trickled into some more, but I think they need to find their way into every new car because these are desirable features and they're pretty cool. And they make life easier and safer and better. So that's my take on 7 cool features that every new car should have.